Adding descriptive information about tables and columns to your data module can improve trust in and usability of a data module. For example, telling people where data comes from contributes to a shared understanding. In this video, you will see how comments and screen tips are added to a data module, how screen tips show up in the UI, how setting column usage can describe what the column does, and how to identify columns that are geographic and time specific. One of the first things you can do to document the contents of your data module is give columns meaningful names. Data sent to you in files or coming from a database connection may have abbreviated names which might not mean anything to the authors or consumers, or even worse, mean something else to them. In sales receipts, I have a column called date. To make it a little bit clearer to someone what the purpose of that date is, I could go into properties and rename the label to sales date. Note, this does not change the source column name in your data file. It will still be date. Tables and columns in the data module can be documented using comments and screen tips. Comments are visible only in the data module. You could use them to provide useful information such as the purpose or scope of the table or column. The screen tip provides table and column information to report and dashboard authors. For example, you could give information about what the aggregation rule is or how a measure should be used. The goal is to help guide the author so they are confident they are using the right information. When you add calculations to a data module, you can add comments in the expression editor. These comments are only available to anyone editing the calculation. You might use comments to explain complex logic, for example. As with the previous item, I can also use screen tips to expose my definition or description that I think will help the author. Report authors can see the screen tips when they hover over the documented columns in the source. Ensuring a column has the correct usage set can help provide consumers with a clear indication of the intended usage of the column. It also provides direction to Cognos Analytics on how a column should be used. In product, current retail price has a usage of identifier. Using a attribute usage instead is likely a better choice as it's a descriptive attribute of the product. Also, changing the aggregation rule to none probably makes more sense too, as you would not expect to do a count in this column. When uploading data, Cognos Analytics attempts to further identify geographic and time-based data. We can see with store address, it has not been identified as geographic data. Now that this has been correctly identified, Cognos Analytics will take this into account when suggesting appropriate visualizations. This concludes the video on how to provide valuable information to data module consumers, enabling authors to create accurate content. Documentation for IBM Cognos Analytics with Watson is available online. The video description below contains links for topics covered in this video. If you would like to try what was demonstrated in this video, you will find the data in the samples folder in Team Content.